Welcome everyone to the CSI Predator U.S. Pro Billiard Series Ohio Open. $25,000 added. It is the third day of the fourth event, sponsored and presented by CueSports International and Predator. We are in the third round match, a winner's match, and we have a heck of a match. This is an 800 club match for you today. Mario He and Naoyuki Oi. This is George Steachea in the booth with Jeremy Jones. We are in the Roberts Center in Wilmington, Ohio.
Yeah, and definitely two of the pre-tournament favorites. You know, if you had a handful of those, which there's a big handful here. I think there's a good 15 or so that you could legitimately say that, hey, these guys could win the tournament. And then there's probably another 5 or 10 that could sneak in there and get their first big win.
A couple of dark horses. Of course, we have Aloysius Yap, who won in Michigan, and we'll see him later on, I believe. But he is on the one-loss side. These two are still on the winner's side. And this is the match. If you're going to lose one, this is the one you want to lose. The winner here goes right into the final 16. We have one player in the final 16, and that's Roberto Gomez. In fact, if the tournament wasn't 2 stages, the winner of this match would be playing him in the next round. But they'll be redrawn, and it'll go to single elimination.
Yeah, nice shot there. Really just kind of playing the cue ball. Had a decent route in mind for the 1. And he did get her around the 3. That was the main thing. And was going to leave Oi a long, tough shot no matter what. And here's a guy that just keeps coming with him, it seems like anyways.
He was a finalist, excuse me, in the Predator World 10 Ball.
Yeah, he's done nothing but shown a lot of class.
Yep.
Since he's been in the States these 6 or 7 weeks. Maybe a little longer. Texas, he started great. Vegas, he had a great showing, a good showing in the Diamond, and then a great showing in the Predator World 10 Ball, and then maybe even more impressive, making the semifinals in the U.S. Open.
Yeah, I missed that. I watched part of it a little bit. I watched the results of that. I didn't get to see any of it, though. But you said it just right. Class, talent, and personality is what he's made of.
Yeah, he's one of the true great guys for the sport, not only with his game, but just very entertaining and always smiling.
Yeah, sense of humor, too.
Yeah, oh, great sense of humor. I got to room with him in Texas.
Oh, wow.
I wish we'd got to spend more time, a little different schedules and busy and whatnot, but it was a lot of fun.
You know, in addition to a sense of humor, I think you see a lot of his tactics when he's playing, and it relieves stress. To laugh it off and joke it off and things like that. It's a good way to relieve stress. Because I'm sure he feels the heat just like all of us.
Absolutely. Yeah, he'll tell you about it, you know, as far as getting nervous. Okay, now looking at, I guess it's just barely a jump shot here. Because he really grabbed the cue. Oh, maybe he's just straight in.
Looks like he is.
Wow. And I would say, of course, a good cue ball. But one thing I see about Oi is steadily comes with the shot. I mean, his cue ball gets a little out of line here and there like all of us, but not afraid to come with one that's a tough shot. And
yeah, he'll step it up.
Yeah, tricky little position here coming into the 10-7 with the cue ball. If he wanted to roll it, I think he catches the 7 decent, but sometimes, you know, players don't want to roll the ball. He's in the top of the 4.
Exactly. He rolled right up on top. You know, if you could play two-way shots and didn't have to call the 10 ball, I'm sure he would have given that 10 ball a little roll there to the side pocket.
Right.
But he can only call one ball at a time. The 10 ball does count on the break. Combinations will win you a game, so early 10s are allowed.
That's going to be too much. And I think early in the matches with the shot clock, I think those are the touchy safeties are some of the toughest shots to get comfortable with, I think. So, you know, long shots, you let your stroke out, whatnot, but those type of shots there are very difficult. And not only that, the decision, like you know, he shot pretty quick, shot clock, whatnot, but it's hard to figure out if that was the right decision, really. Didn't really have much, so.
No, he didn't. He had to either run into the 10 and chance getting hooked behind the 7, I believe.
Well, I mean, just the
yeah.
safe on the 4 is what I'm talking about. Like, I'm not sure what he had there. It looked very difficult to me, and Mario playing that combo there was all about getting on the 5. If he could have played the 4 on the side, but there was really no route to, or no pocket to get on the 5, so really had a lot to do with. He could kick behind this. He's got a great wall of balls. Just kick behind it, play the 4 past the 9 and the side. Yeah, that's what he's going to do, I believe. That's why he's called the side pocket, because the 4 is going to be going that way.
You better shoot pretty quick here.
Now the 7 and the 10 may help him. I don't know, but I think the shot clock is really what affected not sticking the cue ball.
It looks like he's got a path between the 5-10.
I think he does. He's got a dead roll it.
Oh, yeah. Nice camera.
Very typical shot he comes with, really.
Oh, just a little overdone. I think he's going to find him. Oh, he's going to find himself behind the 7. And of course, the 5-9 is going to help too, and so will the 10, in case he doesn't get behind the 7.
Yeah, I would want to just lay this on the end rail, though. Don't let it come up. Yeah, just like that. Don't let it come up for some type of jump or rail first swerve or something like that to the pocket.
He's got a clear kick at it, doesn't he? Yeah, he does.
Looks like it.
Looks like it, yeah.
Hits it well. The cue ball should track towards the 7 off of 2 cushions and then contacting the 4. Nice medium pace. Oh, he got underneath it. What an even better shot, right?
Talk about creating distance. It's the best he could do almost.
Yeah, that's a prime example of what we talked about yesterday. When the ball's close to the rail, notice how light he hit that, right? And he moved the 4 all the way up the table. That bounce
That little
effect,
bounce you talked about. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it doesn't take much to move the object ball when it's near the rail and you're kicking behind it.
Cue ball normally sticks, but that time it kind of slid out.
Still pretty
but
good
stayed,
effort,
yeah,
huh?
stayed.
Yeah.
And again, distance. Good two-way shot.
And you'll see this early in matches sometimes. It's amazing how as the match goes along, you really don't see games like this very often between the great players where it's not so much they're missing a lot of balls. They're all tough shots, but trading innings back and forth. Touchy here as well, right? I mean,
yeah, I like going behind the 5-9.
Yeah.
He just brought the 4 ball down. That's perfect.
Yeah,
that looks really good, actually.
Really nice hit.
Yeah, easy kick, but still he's kicking to open space.
He's looking between the 5-9. Wow.
I don't think.
Well, that'll fool you a lot of times.
This camera angle doesn't look like he's got that, and I would hate to try to maneuver that cue ball between there.
I still like the bottom rail kick shot up underneath it. I think he's got a lot of opportunity for the cue ball to come into the 5, into the 9 with the 4 going to up table. I don't think he can stick it unless he just hits it very firm, but that's
nice speed.
Yeah, he's going to need a little help. He's going to leave a combination at best.
Yep.
And a really off-angle combination.
And they're not getting any freebies.
No, and this is a decision. Do I shoot the combo? Do I try to lay the cue ball behind the 7 on the rail? And the thing about this one, if you try to lay the cue ball down, you can't really move the 4 that much. If you do, it probably comes out. He caught the point. A little bit of fortune kissing the 9.
Yeah. Although he had a couple of matches before this match, and he beat a couple of good players, Bader Alawaldi and Alex Kazakis, where he defeated Gregory Hogue and Evan Lunda. In fact, I think we had Evan Lunda and him on the stream. No, we didn't.
No,
we didn't.
We had Evan in a win.
That's right. We had Evan and Shane. Was it Shane?
Shane
Wolford?
Yes, it was. Watch out, cue ball. Watch out, cue ball off the 7 here. Well, I don't know if he left a shot again. It's really, really close.
This is like the 4th or 5th inning on this 4-ball.
Yeah, he's got to roll this to play it up the rail a little. I think try and use the 9.
He's got to be careful with that corner pocket. He's going to fall forward a little bit here. He's going to have to catch that rail. There you go. And he caught the point and
smart shot.
Yep.
Smart shot there by Oy, knowing he's probably not going to get the snooker, but putting the 4 out in space.
Unfortunately, ended up close to the 10-ball. But I think Mario can see this ball.
And he's called it cross corner.
Yeah.
Now with the 8 being there, can he really get the 4 safe? He played it really firm into the 8 actually.
So he knew that was going to happen because look at his cue ball.
Well, definitely running the cue ball.
Sure.
I think he was just kind of pinned to where, you know, all he could do is kind of turn the 4 loose a little bit and run the cue ball for some safety.
Yeah, he could have got the 8 or the 7 and held behind these balls.
Could have made it.
Yeah. Again, kick shots available to the side or the corner, Jeremy. Which would you call? You got to call one pocket.
I think I called the corner here.
Is
finally
this
an open shot for one of these guys?
That was quite a little battle there on the 4-ball. As you might say, planned misses.
Well, I know this is not a tough shot, but after you've been on the run, yeah, I kind of squeezed it home there a little bit.
The tables might play a little tight today. We got a little humidity in the air outside.
Yeah, and it got really off angle here. Interesting decision here. Come 2 rails inside the 10. You could come 2 rails and just stay on this side of the table and take the cut on the 7. Oh, he's cueing downward, so going into the 8 here, I'm not sure. Oh, that's a beautiful strike there. Now Mario, did he go back to Austria and then come back? And the reason why I ask it, it'd be hard for me to figure, him being from Austria, that he would miss that event. But, you know, I could understand if you didn't want to travel, if you were coming back for this
I don't know.
So
I don't know if he played in that tournament or not.
I kind of feel like he did, because I definitely kept up with some of the brackets.
Let me find out real quick.
Seeing his name.
We call John.
Really? Taking dead aim here on the 10. We'll be right back.
we're back to the Pro Billiard Series. Keep in mind it's 2 races to 4 with a spot shot shootout if each player wins 1 set. Mario He wins the first game. It's winner breaks. 3 foul rule. There's a 30-second shot clock, 30-second extension. And we're off to the races in game number 2. 10 ball on the break, almost.
Yeah.
Still being messed around there.
A lot of
Knocked
10 ball
around.
movement.
Open shot for Oy, though.
Yeah, after losing the first game, and you gotta love this if you're Oy. Nice clean shot on the 1. May want to pinch the cue ball back just a couple inches here, not to have to cue over the 5. There you go. You should just kind of draw out to the center.
Just come down below the side pocket on the right.
And a nice shot there. 5 goes in the side. So he's actually got about perfect on the 4.
Mm-hmm. Always showing his skills. Nice cue ball control. Great pattern so far.
Yeah, that's pretty perfect as well. He can pinch it. He can hit before the side, which is a little dangerous. If you miss it a little bit, we've all gone off on the side on a shot like that. See how he pinched it past.
Mm-hmm.
When you're close to it, you know, you can really manipulate those angles.
Yeah.
Nice shot. And as much as any player, in my mind, George, Boy can get to where he looks comfortable very quickly.
Exactly. I tell you, I was so impressed with the match at the World 10 ball between him and Chua. That was probably the best match of that whole week.
Yeah, and there were a lot of great ones.
Mm-hmm. Tied at 1. Saw some great shots from Oy, some just great play from both players. And he's been nothing but exciting to watch. Really sounds in my voice. The excitement just really carries through, doesn't it? But I'm serious. He has been exciting to watch. He consistent.
Yeah. Well, he's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
that's for sure to watch. And you know, he just, along with his game, like all these other guys, got a lot of game. He just adds a little bit more as a spectator. So.
Yeah. A little bit of entertainment.
Yeah, energy.
Good energy. Yeah, exactly. I don't think I've ever seen him get upset at a shot. You know, like some players will display a little anger or frustration.
Sure, I've seen it a couple times, but it's
But you've seen him a lot more than I have. So
yeah, and it's not like immense. You know.
Yeah.
It's not something he doesn't get over very quickly, and it's not something that you see very often.
Nice break. And looks like it's going to be dry with the 1 ball next to the 10, but
yeah, nearing the 10. Almost a kiss shot. Not quite playable. Probably cuts the 1 into the rail into the 10 and brings the cue ball back by the 5.
Can he kick this ball underneath the rail and maybe kick the 1 into the 10 and make it?
I don't think so. I think it'll hit the side rail. I mean, technically there is a way to do it, but it looks like to me trying to get behind it that much.
The 7's in the way? I
No,
can't tell.
I don't really think the 7's in the way. It's real close, though, but I just think it's going to hit the side rail. It's going to throw. You know, it's just not.
It looks like he just called it. Well, just in
No,
case,
he
of course.
called
Yeah,
it.
he called it.
He called it for sure. I mean, and he can see it, so it's if he's shooting it that way, he's trying to make it. Otherwise, he'll play the safety. Wow,
There
he
it is.
smoothed it right on in. What a great
Nice
shot.
shot. That was a great shot by Mario. We'll keep that. John Lehman, our referee, tournament director, racks the balls on this new beautiful Predator table with the Predator Arcadia cloth, the lights, the rack. It's all Predator. The cloth is wears pretty nice, playing pretty good. Everything's Predator on the table that the players are touching. The balls, Arcos, the technology that goes into all these. This equipment is just beyond belief. The balls are made differently, and we got all kinds of info on them.
Look at this.
The roundness
bridge
color.
break shot. We'll see that very often. Special. Oh, watch out! 10 ball.
Yeah, that would have been quick. Wow. We saw some of that. We've seen some of that. That 10 ball hangs around that pocket, and it just gets banged in a few times now.
It goes towards that lower left
Yes.
a lot, and very similar to game number 2. After Mario He winning game number 1 with a dry break, and now Oy with a great starter on the 1. The 5, a little tight going by the 6, but
it might slide.
Yeah, he's got to like where he's at. Cheat the pocket here on the draw stroke.
You know, the one thing about the 5 being there, the 4's available. If he gets good on it from the 3, he can move the 5 if he has to, or move to a safety.
Yeah, the more I look at it, kind of tells me the 5 goes.
Oh, okay.
But it's definitely tight. Now this, he's got to get a nice angle here. He's going to be off the rail, so that's a big part of what's going on. But if he gets too thin, he may be going into the 8 with the cue ball.
Oh, he got perfect. He's going to move it now.
Yeah, he knows this is touchy, though.
Yeah, yeah.
He knows this could easily get snookered.
How did he turn up?
Pretty good.
Very well. Except he's going to have a problem getting the cue ball up for the 5.
Yeah, if the 10 wasn't there, I think he could easily go forward and spin it up, but now he's got to kind of stun draw it up. Watch outside pocket. Sometimes when you're trying to force something, you get much more out of it than you imagine. It can get away from you. Looks like he's going to ease this in, trying to stay underneath the 6. Uh-oh. Ooh.
Oh, it dropped.
Slid that one home a little bit.
I wonder if he thought he was going to move it with the 6. He had a big pocket because of the 6. It's pretty far out there, but...
Yeah. You wouldn't think so.
Yeah, it was
because
close.
if you move the 6, you could get straight. You know what I mean? You might not get an easy angle to get back on the 7. Don't be afraid to play short side here, even though it looks like maybe he's drawn past the 9. Nice shot.
Is he going to get dead straight? Oh, it sure looks like it. I guess he can move it off the head rail.
Well, I don't know. If
it looks pretty straight.
If he's aimed a hair inward, where if he draws back, he's drawn towards that corner he's standing by, well, he's in a little trouble. Because these tables is sometimes very missable ball. You try to jam with inside stunning it.
Yeah, he's going to have to use the inside, I believe. Let's see how he works his way around.
Trying to stun it with a bunch of inside English. Watch outside pocket.
Yep. Uh-oh.
Watch outside pocket.
He's going to be okay.
Yeah. Had to take a chance there. Mario, who doesn't show a ton of emotion. Pretty standard issued. You can expect from him.
Wants to tie it up here. These 2 balls to tie it in a race to 4. We'll be right back. And we are back to the Ohio Open with Naoyuki Oi to break the balls, tied at 2 in a race to 4. In the background, you see the amateur tournament of the Ohio State Championships, BCA and USA Pool Leagues, having their state championships in Ohio. Meanwhile, this gentleman here, to break the balls,
yeah, he's going to want that
a lot
one
of
back.
movement.
Yeah.
And there's that little frustration we don't see from him too often.
Yeah, and he's, you know, both guys have broke dry, right? So tried to put a little extra into that, you might say, where Mario actually changed it up and went to an open hand bridge, a little lighter pop, trying to change things up in his last break. But yesterday we saw the table being
generous.
Very generous.
Yeah.
Again, talk about how it's amazing how it changes from day to day.
Temperature and humidity, just such big
Yeah,
changes.
I guess, you know, the thing that's obvious is it doesn't take much to change it, right?
Yeah, I guess rubber's very sensitive, the rails. And what amazes me is that the bed of the cloth would change a little bit with the cloth and the humidity and things like that. Because we saw it start slowing down a little bit yesterday.
Yeah, I actually had a couple players comment that they felt like the bed slowed down a little bit.
Well, it doesn't look like much of an angle on his 3, but his body language said that he got too much angle to go to the 4.
I think
he just comes up for the side, he should be good.
Yeah, but Mario's like, you know, he wants to play those corners, plus it's just a matter of where he wanted to get, I think. You know, and that's what he stuck to.
Yeah, because this makes this 5 ball real nice. If you can get the cue ball right back where it's at now, he's in business.
Yeah, a few stop shots. I think the 8 goes by the 10 with no problem. So these guys looking like they're trading games. So many different types of matches we see on how they, you know, come about and how they unfold.
And a lot of it has to do with just the break.
Well, yeah, and exactly what I was going to get to as far as he's going to get a little funny here, I think.
Oh.
He can spin it and take a little cut shot. Good thing for him, the 9's very open in the center of the table. So it's not going to take a whole lot to gain position, but little inside spin here. Creeps the cue ball up a little closer. You know, if there's 9's in a different position, things are a little different. But he kind of knew that ahead of time as well. But as you said, the break, right? Well, that really results in the format, right? That's what gets us to those different breaks and different scenarios and really how we see different matches. Where with the template, we see a lot more of similar matches. You know, one guy gets the shots, one guy gets the break going, and it can be very lopsided, especially if you play winter break.
And here, when they're using that center break and get that pop going, things look good. And then they start going to that cut break, well, not the cut break, but the side break, and things are a little more unpredictable.
Yeah, but I don't think we'd see anybody in the building breaking from the side if we had the template. So
that's true.
That's just a product of
and here's
using the rack.
Yeah. Here's Mario to get on the hill. They've traded racks. One apiece every game. Back and forth. If that trend continues, we'll have a hill-hill match. And we'll see how he chooses to break from here. He did change it up last time.
Yeah, we know what the first set's about. First set's about, hey, I can win without going to the shootout, and you can't.
I can get it in 2 sets, you can't. And the worst I can do is, as you mentioned several times, is the worst I can do is have a shootout.
Yeah, it's you know, I think the races are short enough not to get too mentally caught up in it, but I try to think about all the different ways the guys are maybe, you know. internally processing what's going on with these sets.
To the right of Oi, when they had that camera on the young lady next to him, is Sakura Muramatsu. She's playing in the tournament, and has actually played pretty darn well.
Yeah, she's a good
challenged
player.
some players.
He hit those great. I'm not sure what kind of results. Man, the table's
There goes 5.
pretty
And
stingy
it's not going
today.
to go. It is.
Now, a difficult run out with the 4-6 the way it is in certain things. I wonder if he can get on the 2 to go to the rail and bump the 4 out and have the 3. That would be what I would be looking for, especially with what is a pretty easy 1 ball. Now, the 4-6 combo is not tough, but it's not easy either. So
yeah, he didn't get enough angle. He got pretty straight.
Yeah. Always, you know, I wouldn't label him a fast player, but he definitely has a few different paces he uses out there. Saw him in Vegas slow down a little bit more. Excuse me.
Well, I think with the shot clock, of course, you have to be pretty rhythmic and a little faster. He's going to take the combination on.
Yeah, it's not too hard. He wanted a little more out of the cue ball. Now, the problem here is, you know, the 6 is too far away from the pocket for the 4 after he makes the 6 to really advance forward towards the pocket, that being the 4 ball. It's going to kind of stick there. It's going to come off the rail a hair, but not a whole lot. So he's got to actually position the cue ball again. So that requires speed.
Yes, I've seen that.
And that makes this a missable combination, because these are 4 1/4 inch pockets here on the Predator tables. So what do you do? Most would draw this.
I would draw this just a little. Yeah.
Yeah, nice shot. Used a little of the rail.
This looks like we're going to have that hill, and they traded games throughout the set, unless something really unusual happens here.
Yeah, besides the first game where they had some innings they traded.
Yeah.
You know, it's really been about some dry breaks and the player coming in, clearing the table and tying the match, and or like for Mario taking that 1-game lead.
Well, do you come away and shoot the 7 in the side, or you just
absolutely, yeah. Come right to the center in between, like right
outside.
Yeah, I got too many ways, as long as he stays off the rail with the cue ball. Too many ways to move to the backside or the top side of the 8. Now the one thing is the 9's not as open as we've seen. It's a little across the table, so getting on the 8 is crucial. That's going to be pretty good there. Just not too much angle, but enough to move the cue ball.
He's going to move it right where he needs it, too. Just looking good to tie this up at 3. Little stop shot.
Obviously,
there's Sakura.
Yeah, can't take your eye off of this. It's center pocket.
Nice shooting. Straight and shot on the 10. And we're tied at 3. Hill for the first set. And something you would expect from an 810 and 803 Fargo. Naoyuki is an 810 Fargo. He is 803. That's why I called him the 800 Club at the beginning. Not much emotion out of Mario, just sitting there waiting for his turn back at the table. Exceed Custom Cues are his sponsors there in Towham. Of course, there's a good shot of Naoyuki's sponsors. Proudly displaying the Japanese flag on the front and Japan on the back.
Yeah, he's a big favorite, fan favorite, not only here but in his home country.
Oh,
of
I can
course,
imagine. Sure.
Does a lot of YouTube stuff here in the States. He pretty much has made a video for his daily routine and what's going on with the tournaments. And I don't think he got a straight in. May have a little piece of it.
Might be able to bank it.
And that's what he'd love to do. Yeah, I think so. Actually, I think it's very playable.
Mm-hmm. Looks like he get by that 5.
Yeah, I think he gets by it. I think he's got to decide how he wants to play the speed. On the slick table, this is one you hit high sometimes. Just doesn't throw over like a worn-in table does. Yeah, you see how that played high?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just you have to trust coming across it a little thicker. I know it's a hard thing because it's a foreign way to aim at the bank, you know, in a sense. But now Mario, this is where it's like, man, really hard. You got to pull on the reins a little bit to maybe not want to bank at this ball. Now, he will bank at it if he doesn't like it. It looks to me he can bank the 1 and spin 2 rails right up on the 5. If he feels comfortable with the shot. Running the cue ball off the 1 looks like a lot of gaps to me, George.
Mm-hmm.
3's kind of just out in space. There's a big gap between the 3 and the 8. I really like him.
Going for it?
Well, no, it's a little nervy shot. I like him coming across fully on the 1 and coming 2 rails right up on the 5. It lays very natural.
Gotcha.
Even though the 5's out in space, it's usually a shot the top players, you know, will take on.
Sure. And it's one of those shots like you mentioned earlier. You can hit with a little authority, but the thickness of the hit is going to slow your cue ball down.
Right. That's the shot I was talking about right there. And you got a lot of ways. I got away from him a little bit, but you got to, of course, not play the 1 so much. Like he was really concerned with getting the 1 down to the end rail, and I completely understand that. But that doesn't agree with really nestling up the speed on the 5, right?
Exactly.
You have to commit really almost to one or the other, but right there I think it was more about the cue ball.
Yep. Totally agree.
I do like the shot, though.
Maybe we're going to have the last game of the set like the first game of the set.
Could be.
Back and forth. Mike Page in the background there, right behind Naoyuki. He is the CEO and creator of Fargorate.
He was trying to play it off the back
off
of
the 6, yeah. It's not going to travel.
Yeah, and that was just being, you know, that was a result of being in a very, very bad situation. You know, he couldn't bank the 1 away. It's going into the 8. Couldn't thin the ball and run it. Couldn't bank it and up towards the 3. Come across it, you may scratch off the 6. So
it was a good effort on that 1.
I thought it was actually pretty creative, really,
sure.
to be honest with you.
Sure. And very doable.
Yes, sir.
It's becoming one of my favorite words.
Doable.
Oh, that was not what he had in mind.
Yeah, a little bit quick on the delivery.
Break for Oi.
Yeah, Oi just may have to bring the cue ball slowly between the 10-8 maybe for the side. I don't know. This is funny. The 3 doesn't go past the 5.
How about with a lot of inside and just playing the 3 in the right-hand side pocket?
Yeah, where are you going with the cue ball? Between the 6-9?
No, I'm going to try to stay on the left side of the 9.
I don't think it will grab.
It'll grab that much?
No, or again, like you're going against the grain off the hit, and then it just won't take it over, you know. I think this is the
best play.
I think, you know.
It worked. He got there.
Yeah, now what, though? He's got to
stay on the right side.
Ball.
I think as long as he avoids the 7, he can come all the way down to the side pocket from the head rail and still be on the 4.
Yeah, but
and then it opens up for a 3-rail position on the 5.
Avoiding the 7 is not easy, though.
No.
I mean, and if you get straight on the 5, that's okay. You can draw out of there. Touchy little shot. All right, not bad. I like what he did there, going in lightly. Right? That way, if he got a bad ricochet off the 7, it probably wasn't going to cost him a shot on the 4. All right, this is that medium full shot. You really got to pay attention. Easy to overcut. Oh, you hit it sweet. Hit that ball sweet. Made that look easy. And it certainly wasn't.
Speed was everything there. A little bit of English.
Well, he recognized he was pretty full on that 4, so, you know, he put a lot into that as far as speed. So, pretty nice and settled shot there by Hill here in the first set. That's the shot he just really excels at, that centerish ball, slight stun to the rail.
Looking pretty good here to take the first set. Three balls. Keep in mind, in this match, it's to get into the final 16.
And Oy doing what Oy does, just sticks around, buys his time, and tries to capitalize.
We'll be back with the second set. And here we are back to Wilmington, Ohio, and the beginning of the second set. Mario He to break the balls after dropping the first set, 4-3. Now he's got to win this to send it to a shootout, or go to the one-loss side. But I guess if I had to lose a match, would you want to lose this match?
Yeah, it's kind of like towards the end of the tournament, right? Trying to get into the finals. That's the one thing about the hot seat match. You win 1 out of 2, you're in the finals. Same scenario for these two guys and a few others in the room playing here at the noon hour.
Today's all about getting into that final 16 and come back tomorrow. You come back tomorrow, you're in the money, and you're into a single elimination tournament.
He's got a lot of angle here on the one, believe it or not. Not a lot of angle, but enough angle that he doesn't feel comfortable getting between the 6-8 with the cue ball. He was looking at like the 9, in between the 9-8 with the cue ball. Now he's going to try and stun. I like this, except for he got a little too much on the cue ball.
He's going to stay behind him. Oh, yeah, he did stay behind it. Now he's...
Yeah, rail first. He's lucky to get the rail first,
yeah,
to be honest with you. He could be really jammed up.
Yeah, he came back a little more than he wanted to. He wanted to come out a little bit on the outside of the 6, like you said.
Yeah, just kind of squeeze the cue ball between those balls.
I don't
think this is too pass making.
No,
he's trying to play safe. And I think he got there.
Oh, wow.
And another thing, a little frustration there shown by Mario. You don't see that much from him.
Yeah, he's good with a jump stick. Problem is, if he jumps this ball, the 4-7 come into play. Keep him off the 3.
Yeah, I gotta kind of like the kick here.
Yeah.
Well, he's gonna go to the jump cue, it looks like, and you never can really like say it's a horrible shot with these guys these days, you know.
No, and plus, you know, he can jump it to follow a little bit. He could come up between the gap between that 7 and 8. Tough, but it would be. It's not impossible. Yeah. Well, he got things moving, and he's not giving up too much. A back cut, boy, telling you, he didn't do bad with what he left. He's going to get him nice and tight here. Pretty tighty shot. He's got a good kick at it, but well, he can't dig on it. He doesn't have to dig on it, does he?
No, I think
he doesn't.
He can get in there as long as he doesn't add side spin or hit it real soft. I think he gets into the 2 pretty easily. Wow. We've seen some kicks missed, right?
Yeah,
surprisingly
and that one
a little
too,
bit. Yeah.
I thought he would go above the side with, you know, with English and open it up instead of trying to hold it up.
Yeah, I thought both were doable.
Both were doable.
Just surprising to see these guys miss those type of kicks. We saw now the one thing we have in the last couple of days, we've seen some devastating safeties to where that you don't, and a lot of them to where you just don't see that very often, where the pros are underdog to hit the ball.
Right.
Really. So
right.
All right, he's got to hit this clean, not to lose the 3. Nice shot.
That's as clean as could be.
Well, he got a little flat, you know, where he couldn't really like move the cue ball out much. So if he lost the 3 at all, he may not have ended up with a shot. In a great spot now, though.
Good way to open the second set. Especially knowing that he needs to win it. These Predator balls, tell you the density dispersion, center of gravity on them. They seem to roll pretty good. That cue ball's nice to watch rolling around, isn't it, Jeremy?
Yeah, they seem to play a hair heavier to me than some of the other balls we play with, but they play nice.
Yeah.
And knowing Mario and played him a few times and watched him a ton, seems his timing's off just a hair this morning. Not much, but just a little bit. You know, he's not quite as fluid as his counterpart and the guy that he's won the World Cup of Pool with a couple times, Alvin Ocean, but he's darn close. And now takes game number 1 and set number 2.
John to break the balls here. These are phenolic resin balls on the Arcos 2. Keep in mind, folks, that these Pro Billiard Series tournaments are run in conjunction with CueSports International's league play. The BCA Pool League and the USA Pool Leagues, they have their state championships with each one. This is the 4th for this year. And we have Arizona coming up, January 2nd through the 15th. My hometown in Tucson, Arizona at Casino del Sol. And then, of course, in March, we have the 2022 Predator World 10 Ball and the Diamond Las Vegas Open. Well, here's Mario with 1-game lead in the second set.
And he's really, the same break as our opening one in the second set there, but he's really shown us in a short time frame a bunch of different breaks. I mean, he's not convinced about any of them.
I'm thinking his only avenue up there is between the 3-8, 2 rails.
Yeah, well, he can roll out, so he's going to do that for sure. Just a matter of where. Maybe onto the 5 a little bit. I don't know. I'm trying to think of where I would go that, you're probably not going to get it back maybe, but you don't want to leave something super easy as far as the safety. I think he's got to push into the 5 a little bit maybe and just hold the ball there. Yeah. He knows it's not great.
Oh, sure.
I may have let the cue ball come to the rail, though. You know what I mean?
Off a little tougher.
Yeah, definitely to try and make it a little tougher.
Because he can cue nicely here, and it looks like he has an opening 2 rails between the 3-8 to get behind these balls on the right side of the table by the rail.
Yeah, but the one's going to come up a lot. Not a lot, but it's going to come out a lot, you might say. So if he feels really nice about it, chip the other side of it.
He's going to send it to traffic.
Big roll there.
That's using the points.
Accurately.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, call the 10? Or do you call the 1? I guess the 1 maybe is a little better. Really got only one option, it looks like to me, on the route he kicks at. That's to the side rail there, just near the 9.
Cue ball could hit the side to slide down by the corner, adding a small element of danger.
He's got to be approaching. I guess he uses extension, but he's trying to get the cue ball to come downward. He did a nice job there. In the trees, as we say at the pool room here, is Mario.
Yeah, that sneaky safety.
Yeah, that's right. And now sneaky, you better be very sneaky with getting away with this. Can't go for this, I don't think, any kind of way. Looks to me if he crosses it long rail, he gets a kiss. It's very straight. Maybe hits the right side of the 1 and just tries to get the 1 on the end rail and see if he gets a snooker. Maybe gets him over the 7-9 with the cue ball, something like that.
Would that kiss?
No, unless he put left is the only way to kiss this. So, or if he hit it super thin. Wow, what a hit that was! Wow.
That's what I call the hardest shot in pool. That slow, long, straight in.
Yeah, but to make not only to shoot it, but to make the decision to shoot it. That's how tough everything was.
Yeah.
Now, if he cuts this in, this would be one heck of an out if he can get it going. But that was a center cut on the 1 as I've seen all week, right? That was just hit perfect.
Yeah, that over a ball and hit like that. Yeah, it was.
Type of shot he really usually comes with here. That's not going to be enough speed, is it?
I don't think so. I think there's going to be some balls in the way. Green and purple.
Yeah, he's definitely, I think, a favorite to make the jump, but he's
Yeah.
going away from the 4 with the cue ball. So I wonder if he's might entertain jumping and hitting the bottom of this and trying to bring the cue ball back for safety. Bring the 3
I
down.
got you.
And now he's not even going to jump at it because he's going away from the 4. He's going to kick. And that's turned out very nice.
Came to the table with both cues. Jump in one hand and his playing cue in the other.
He's very aware he's used his extension already, so. Did he call the cut here? I think he called the cut shot here on the 3.
Oh. Well, here's an opening for Mario to go up 2-0 in this set. But he still has to make this shot and then get on the 4.
And he's got to let his stroke out here. I don't know if he can hold for the 4 in the same pocket. From this distance, he may come across. Oh, and that's the timing I was talking about. Just looks like it's a little off on the transition. So
I might have entertained the thought of just rolling that and rolling
bumping
into the
the
4 and
4.
bumping the 4.
Yeah, not a bad play.
When I saw him start stroking it, I thought, nah.
I think if he wants to smooth this with a hair of inside, he goes by the 10 and in between the 10 and 8 with the cue ball. He's got to kind of coast down table. If he hits it hard, he may get into the 10. Oh, he decided to try and warp it around the 10-5. What a great shot that was.
Look at the speed on this. Absolutely got on that 4 ball a little too straight, but he's good to go here. He can draw between the 6-8, or he can. I think he can go forward. I think he can follow out 2 rails too to about where the 8 is.
Yeah, I wouldn't flirt with it too much, getting close to that 8. It's not necessary, right? You can cut the 5 from a few places, so make sure nothing bad happens. He was pretty straight.
He doesn't want too much angle on his 6 ball, does he? Yeah, that's what he's looking at. He's
not a whole lot, I guess, but that should be good. I think it's going to get there. Wow, maybe not.
He might have it with a little bit of a spin. Oh, he had it all day there. Needs these 4 balls to tie it up in the second set, excuse me. So after winning the first set, he doesn't want to go to a shootout, and Mario does want to go to a shootout.
Well, like we talked about, that first game was kind of like a few innings here and there, but overall the guys settle in quickly, these players. And
we'll go to a commercial break right after this 10 ball and be right back. tied at 1. Now Yuki Oi and Mario Hii in this Ohio Open, the 4th of the Pro Billiard Series events for 2021.
Look at him going to the side rail as well. So.
Oh boy, and he's been breaking good, but he has been making balls.
Yeah, exactly.
So he has to move it.
Yeah, you can't be stubborn. We talked about that in Arizona,
there goes
the
two
first
ball.
event. So this one's going to agree, I think. Well, maybe not. Funny little kiss, but probably takes on this combination. If he can get at it, I guess the 7 is opened up enough to where he can get at this combo. Maybe not. Maybe the 7 has him, George.
Oh, I can see. No, he can see it.
He can see it? Okay, well, I like him shooting it. But the funny thing is, he doesn't want to shoot it with draw. If he rolls across, the 10's a big ball.
Just a little outside?
Yeah. But, I mean, you don't want to necessarily hit this like baby soft. You know what I'm saying? That's just... You want to shoot it a little more. The pocket opens up, believe it or not, just a hair more. Now, you don't want to jam it 100 miles an hour.
Let me ask you a question here, Jeremy. What about kicking behind it and playing the 4 with the cue ball?
It's okay. It's probably going to come out a little bit. Yeah. And that's, I mean, it's just forced with a shot, and that's all there was to it.
Yeah, sometimes I see shots like that, and it looks like, well, if I kicked it, I'd probably scratch, and the 4 ball's between the scratch and the kick, so why not? Sign of wild play, but
you know,
calculated wild.
Well, yeah, I mean, you see shots that are just kind of like yesterday. I think there were a bunch of balls grouped by the side, and I was trying to look and see if there was some type of shot that was not missable. You know, it may not be your standard everyday shot, but sometimes when you're in a position like he was there, you know, if he felt like that behind the ball really made the 4, may look risky, but, you know, he would have possibly shot it.
Yeah. Now, I believe he goes right by the 10 here. Is he drawing the ball or following it 2 rails?
I think he's following. Not near as much traffic if you follow it. But like right there. I mean, he's going to get there, but I would say it's probably not how he wanted it to travel, you know, so that's where I see just a little bit on the timing.
Timing issues here. I wonder what causes that day-to-day to change.
Well, it's amazing.
Confidence?
Well, I don't know what it is, to be honest with you, because, you know, I watch a lot of golf and I read about it and whatnot, and a guy shoots 60 one day and he shoots even par the next day, and he'll tell you, ooh, watch out, cue ball. And he'll tell you that, hey, something was a little off, and it's just amazing from one day to the next. The greatest athletes can be, you know,
especially
human.
on a physical swing like that. And the same here.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. When pull, it doesn't take much. Just like when you're making a change, it doesn't take much to make a good change. It doesn't take much to be a little off.
Good points.
He's going to float by the 9. So
he's going to.
But kind of, can you get the feeling he's kind of working through the rack a little more? You know, just not quite all there just yet, but getting it done.
Not quite as smooth as we've seen him.
Yeah, just not, you know, he's a guy that stays in line really well with the cue ball, can come with the shot as well as anyone, and can handle the heat. But one sign you got to like is when he is a little off, still trying to grind through it.
Yeah, this table looks like it's really slowed down. The bed of the table. And trading racks. Taking a lead, 2-1 in the second set. He needs to win this to force a shootout. Naoyuki Oi is ranked 40th out of the 160 players in the tournament ranking, the Pro Billiard Series tournament ranking. And Mario He is ranked 15.
Did you say Oi was 4th?
40th.
40th.
40th. He only played one. It surprised me too. I thought they'd both be right up there in the top 20, but he's only played one, and he was 40th. Keep in mind, he finished 9th through 16th in the Diamond Las Vegas.
Oh, the Vegas, yeah.
And Mario finished.
So I guess the World 10 Ball doesn't apply towards...
No, it doesn't apply to the points.
Oh, okay.
That's
surprising a little bit.
Yeah, Mario was a semifinalist in Michigan.
Yeah.
So he got 3rd, 4th. Yeah, with Hoyt coming in being a finalist in the Predator World 10 Ball, I mean, him and Kachi were a great match, along with him and Chua.
We're switching sides now, and
that cue ball took 4 slugs.
Yeah, and then totally different. What seems like a different rack than yesterday. George, It's just the way the balls are,
Yeah,
not responding much like they were yesterday at all. I'd take a chance coming into the 3 here myself. I'd go shoot the 1 with a high right, come between the 9-10 and try and come into the 3 and open the 3 up.
With slow speed, there's Ernesto Dominguez on the right there.
He's calling the 10 here.
Wow.
Wow.
Can he go? I guess he can. There's room.
Yeah, but man, what if he hangs this 10? Looks to me he can get the 3 open, but maybe not. He played it with a nice touch.
Look at this cue ball. It's set up for an easy jump, as jumps go. But where to?
He's going to call the 10 as well, I think. Maybe not. Maybe that's a little dangerous trying to 2-rail the 10 on the jump, the 1 towards the 10 on this jump shot. Probably just jumps and tries to hold the ball and bang the 1 around, but still very dangerous.
Well, while he takes his time with this jump shot, this is George Teachea and Jeremy Jones in the booth bringing you the live action from the Ohio Open in Wilmington, Ohio. He did get that 2-railer off like you mentioned. And he's going to get safe behind. No, it's going to leak. It's going to set up for him.
Yeah, amazing that ball went all the way around catching 4 rails and didn't contact another ball.
Goes between the 5 and the 8 and doesn't hit a thing. And sets up.
I mean, I guess you're going to play the 3-ball combo on the 3-6-10 if you get to that point.
I don't know what else he might play.
I mean, I guess he's dead straight here. Can he work the ball?
Could he play the 3 off the 9 for the 10?
Good call there. I think he has to do it at kind of a light speed. If he shoots the 3 firm off the 9, it'll bounce and overcut the 10 a little bit.
Yeah.
I think he's got to play the 3-6-10. There's just no ifs, ands, and buts about it.
What do you do with the 2-ball? Do you go ahead and bank it in?
No, cut it in.
Cut it?
Yeah, cut it in.
Oh,
go
okay.
Back and forth, yeah.
On the monitor, it looks like there's no cut there, really.
Yeah.
And you're looking at the table.
Yeah. It's we practice a tougher drill for this, very similar, called the cutting edge, and I wouldn't come backwards with outside myself. I think you're looking to get in trouble, maybe trap yourself. He's doing that. He missed it, though. Yeah, you see where the cue ball's at, right?
Yep.
I mean, it's a little bit of a shot, and he fell in that spot, but I thought he would just level out and cut it in and go back and forth. He really was trying to avoid playing that triple combination.
He's trying to get back behind these balls.
Now, we saw him roll in a 1-ball.
Oh,
when he was dead jacked up with the 1 out in the center of the table, and now I got to believe he's going to take this on. Wow, he's elevating.
He's wanting to stop it, or
well,
wow.
I mean, I don't see the
advantage or the reason for it.
Well,
Just
I
stopping it.
think he was pretty confident with that one because that hit pretty nice to the pocket.
That's the second shot he's showing us, elevating and still executing the shot. Straight as an arrow. I think he wants to get that 3 ball into the rail and have that 6 ball. Make that 10.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering why he went into the rail there. I thought that made it less accurate, but I thought just a straight up combination there. And one thing that was, didn't shoot it very firm, did he? I mean, a lot of times you shoot those combinations, you're not
come out. Yeah.
You're not going to blast it, but you're going to shoot it with a little speed at least.
A little more speed so it doesn't bobble. If it bobbles the pocket, it comes out. The last thing you want to do is shoot it and leave it there. That's called jail. He's got a 1 rail kick at it.
Yeah, behind the 4.
Mm-hmm.
They called it 10.
Yeah, if he hits the left side of the 3, the cue ball comes right at the 10.
Yeah, you never know.
Yep.
Oh, he's curving it.
The last thing he wants to do is hit the right side of it and scratch in the corner, because that sends the 3 to the 10 and ball in hand.
I was about to say, easy to not get enough on that one. He's probably going to play the triple with Lindy here.
Oh, he didn't waste any time.
Well, he's got to play the 5-10 anyways, right? Mm-hmm. So, and that may not even be available. The 5-9-10 much more off angle than the 3-9-10s.
This camera angle makes this look like it's unmissable. Trading racks for 4 games. Now Oyuki Oi to break, tied at 2 in the second set. He wants to put this away and take the match. There were balls flying to both side pockets and balls just taking them out. That was an interesting rack to watch there.
I think we've only seen 1 ball in the break this match.
Yeah.
Mario He in game number 1 of this set, I believe. Made a ball up in the top right corner. And
you know, I think it'd be a good idea to have a humidity dial or whatever it is counter to find out just if it gets humid and how the table reacts. Because it seems to really change as soon as it gets just a little humid or the temperature varies or sensitive. He's calling the 10 ball, so he's going to bank that one and take the cue ball up behind the deuce. Up by the 7 deuce. I think it's a good play.
Yeah, he's drawing it around.
Oh, he's bringing the cue ball around. He's playing both at it?
Yeah, he wanted to make sure, like you said, try to get cue ball downtown.
Yeah. And look at this. Mission accomplished. Great two-way shot.
Oh, he's going to jump at this. I doubt he tries to make it by the 6. Probably just kind of banks it up near the 3, going towards the 3, into the 3, maybe back down and brings the cue ball to the side rail by the 10 and just tries to get some separation. Not a whole lot you can predict here as far as just really be accurate. Yeah. Wow, look how good he hit
that
this.
Pretty darn good. He's going to get him behind. Nah.
Yeah,
if it bounces, it's gonna leak a little.
A sliver, but I mean, he's got to be super happy with what he's done there at 2-2 here in the second set. How good did he hit that? Didn't even get to the side rail with the cue ball.
Yeah.
I got to work on my jumping game, George. He's going to love that.
You know, it's funny when you say working on the jumping game, I kind of feel like mine is adequate, but I'm not as, I have to be a certain distance from the ball. It's just, I'm like you.
No, I need a lot of work on it, but that probably won't happen. I'll be honest. It probably won't happen.
I don't even have a jump cue. Well, I have a jump break that I use.
I've got some great jump cues. But
yeah, you do.
It's definitely definitely not the issue, my equipment.
But you see these guys.
Bend this a little bit. Go on the slick felt, I mean. We're going below the 7, I may look at going behind the 2 and then spinning it with left.
And going around?
Yeah, this right here looks a little more missable to me. Did he get it? Did he? I couldn't see.
It's going to get behind the 2 almost. He got there. You went above the 7 and
a nice
just
shot.
caught the 1. Just barely caught the 1. Yeah, I was just going to mention, like a dart jump, I can't do that.
No, I've never really put much time at that at all. I don't feel like I have. When the ball's close to the cue ball, I'm just never a big fan of myself shooting at it like that. I find a kick shot a lot of times. So that's where the dart's used mostly, right? When it's
exactly.
Really I caught the 5, so
that's going to work.
Ball
for him.
speed's going to be if he goes by the 5 like he was trying, he probably leaves him a little bit more of a look. So he's kept Oy kicking here in game number 5 of set 2.
He's going to kick to the left side, huh?
Yeah, I think that's okay. I think
going
past
both
the
ways.
2. I think going past the 2 is tough.
I think staying under the 2 and opening it up catches that second rail, but that 7's right there, so this is much more available. Look at this. He makes the ball.
That?
Wow, what a shot.
Oh, now he's going to have to let his draw stroke out to maybe open the 3-6 if the angle, or let's say hardly any angle, is available.
It looks like it does. It looks like it draws right into the right side of the 5 if he draws it straight back.
Oh, what a pretty shot that was on the 1. Well, he got the 5 to open him up, so he'll probably attack here on this bank that offers a nice 3-rail position for the 4 on the right side, it looks like. Go right between the 7 and 4 with the cue ball. Very natural. Wow, he didn't even think about the... He's going to give up a shot, I think.
It's going to roll right in front of the pocket.
Yeah, would you have, I would have looked at that bank, wouldn't you have?
Yes.
I mean, and I understand maybe some players aren't as comfortable banking the ball. So,
well, I think some players will avoid because it's froze on the rail or real close to the rail. I think they shy away from it. But you're a one-pocket player, and I play a lot of one-pocket also. So that bank we're a little more comfortable with than a lot of rotation players are.
well, if you don't mind hitting it at a certain speed, it's hard to hang it. Believe it or not, when the three's coming in at that angle, it'll usually either go or you miss the pocket a little bit and it comes out to the end rail. So. The one thing is he shot kind of quick, so maybe the three was a much higher than I initially thought when I looked at the table.
Could be.
Easily that could happen. Nice stroke there.
And we're set up here to continue the trading games.
He got
exactly like
here.
the first set.
Unless he can cheat it. Which I think he can. Most of the time these guys can, but this got a little funny, I think. I mean, probably easily moves it over, but he had to go the other rail and over.
This looks pretty straightforward. Straight up. Not bothering to use a second rail.
Yeah, he probably stays away from the left side rail here as far as shooting the 8 in the lower right. Could go by the... Oh, he's going to go by the 9. Okay. Oh, no. Never mind. That's what I thought he would do a little bit. Cue ball kicked a little. That's why he ended up pretty short. I wouldn't be surprised he got John Lehman to clean the cue ball.
Well, John pretty much cleans the ball after every rack because he hands it to him when he racks them. He's wearing white gloves.
Yeah, just as the game goes, it gets a little bit of chalk on it.
It's going to come all the way around for the side, or is it?
Yeah, it's there.
Yep.
Straight low English. Can he just draw, to the bottom rail and then back above, I think. I don't think he really wants to put a ton of outside on this. Maybe, like I said, just straight low. May bump the 10 coming back up. I guess that's what he's worried about. Really,
I think he clears it pretty easily.
I do too, because he's so close, right?
Yeah,
you can get a lot on the ball when you're close.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Kind of
my.
let up on the stroke.
Wow. What do you do from here?
Well, you just got to edge it and leave him where the cross side doesn't go. On the
Try
back
to leave
rail.
him like on the first diamond of the opposite rail.
Yeah, it depends on how much you're moving the 10, I guess, but yeah, you just don't want to leave him a dead cross side here. He let it run a lot, so always going to have a choice if he wants to play the bank or what should be an easy safety, really.
Sure. Just leave the 10 ball on the bottom rail and the cue ball on the top rail.
Yeah, and this is a little higher up, so like I talked about with the 3 ball, it doesn't want to hang. This one does a little bit more than the 3 ball did, but beauty. Beauty. But you see how that didn't hit perfect, right? But the speed was good, and the angle it's coming in, it just doesn't want to hang. The ball doesn't want to hang.
When that ball hit the corner of the
top
table,
point.
I thought it was going to hang.
Yeah, it just doesn't though. It's just weird.
Just like you said, exactly.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to hang.
Now, if you jam at it, it can bobble.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah, with speed that might have bobbled.
Yeah, for sure. But coming across, unless you really hit it into the low rail quite a bit, it just doesn't want to stand up too often. And Oi just kind of does what Oi does, doesn't he? He just hangs around, until the finish line nears, and then he says, "It's mine."
Yeah, if you make a mistake, he just puts you to the test.
Well, if you look back, last 6-7 weeks, he's played a ton of close matches. So
Mm-hmm.
you got to attribute that to a guy that doesn't mind them close, right? And can hold up.
Mm-hmm.
When
Yeah,
they
he
are
can hold
close.
up under the pressure. Exactly. Well,
Nothing.
he's put 2 games together here, and now is on the hill to win the match. Mario needs this game to send it to a shootout. He's got to win 2 in a row. This one and the next one. Do you feel desperate and just call the 10 here? I'm kidding, but
well, I think
you know,
I think I feel more desperate than these guys do. So maybe I call the 10, but not Mario.
No, not Mario.
I get a little desperate up here in the booth sometimes, George.
Well, sitting next to me, you should.
Well, it's a lot easier to dog it up here than people think. So you get a little sweaty, you get a little clammy, just like you're out in the match, and things go how they go. So nice, beautiful stroke there on the 1. He's going to draw back, maybe not playing the combination.
Nice.
Well, he came out.
Well, now he's straightish is perfect because the 4 stops for the 4, the 5 it all lays there.
Yeah.
Or he can play them all to the same pocket.
He could force this out as well if he wanted.
Exactly, he's going to have to.
But
oh, he was able to hold it right there.
Yeah.
When I saw that angle, I thought he might play it out and just play them all.
He's going to want to go into the 8 here, I think, just lightly on the top side of the 8, unless he's straighter than I think he is. No,
he's got angle.
Just a light bump. Oh, that was planned, but a little surprising. I didn't think it was that necessary, but I don't blame him either. Oh, let me make sure I don't get over a ball or something like that. Let me just clear them both out of the way. Mario, just like I said, like his counterpart, Alvin Ocean, they don't really shoot a whole lot of shots that don't have some value in mind.
In the background there, you see Torsten Homan, who we'll see at 1:30, versus Miško Fortunski, right here on this table, right after this match.
Okay, here when you get straight, you pick out where you're going with the cue ball so you're not straight again on the next ball. You have a little working angle, usually. Now, he could get even further off the rail with the cue ball, so not a whole lot of problems. But, again, he probably wants to gain an angle on the 8, right? You don't want to be long and kind of straightish. Not terrible if you are, but you'd rather be out a little more towards the center of the table, maybe. Okay, so, and the reason why this is not the end of the world, not bad at all. But if you mishit the cueing a little bit, I don't think he'll ever miss the ball, but he could end up a little out of line, maybe overdraw, underdraw. That's why that angle on the 8 is what the guys normally want.
He'll bring this up just past the 3rd diamond there on the left.
I think it looks to me he's drawing a little on top of the 8, so maybe on top of the 9, so maybe he just kind of like slow draws it back at maybe 2 diamonds. Oh, he went ahead and let it out, and this is exactly what I was talking about. He was trying to come to the end rail and back up, and his timing is off.
Okay.
So when you get long and straight on those balls and you got to draw it, if you're not cueing exactly right, you can get out of line quickly.
See, I don't like that play. I don't like to try the ball that far. Well, I would have tried to get it to the upper right-hand corner, and if I overdraw it, I might have it in the side. Yeah.
Well, you know how sometimes you're on the 9 ball and you're drawing back on top of the 10. Oh, that's
missed it. That's going to cost him.
And guys will say, I don't want to draw on top of this ball. Let me go ahead and go past it to the rail and back out. And we saw a couple of those yesterday. It was kind of the same scenario for Mario right there. But that was just, I don't think the decision was terrible. It was just a matter of what I've seen most of the day. His timing's just a little off is all.
Well, it's going to cost him the set.
Yeah.
And he's going to go to the 1-loss side.
And Oiki's doing what he's doing,
That's right. Moving into the final 16.